KaiMotion, the flawless waxing and fast ergo mopping system from Kaivac, will revolutionize floor care and hard surface cleaning forever. With its ergonomic design and simple foolproof process, workers will speed through cleaning chores in 1/3 the time, while using up to 90% less chemical. No other system today comes close for cleaning effectiveness, cost savings, and worker friendliness. In addition to cleaning, the patent-pending KaiMotion is perfect for finishing floors. It eliminates aggravating costly flaws that result from applying floor waxes and finishes, like bubbles and streaks, dull or hazy finishes, uneven coats, wax on the baseboards, and so on. By practicing the methods outlined in this training video, anyone can become a highly skilled floor care expert. Let's get started. Throughout this training course, we will most often use the original KaiMotion model for demonstration purposes. However, Kaivac does offer several other KaiMotion models, customized to the different needs of the cleaning professional. Besides the original KaiMotion cleaning system, we offer the KaiMotion 2, KaiMotion SUV, and the Kai Bucket. Let's take a look. The KaiMotion 2 is very similar to the original KaiMotion. The primary difference is that the KaiMotion 2 is designed for high-volume cleaning. With its 16-gallon capacity, it can clean 64,000 square feet before refilling. In addition, its larger bins can hold up to 40 pads. The KaiMotion SUV. This janitor's closet on wheels enables custodians to carry sufficient equipment and supplies to clean large areas in a single trip. It includes the basic KaiMotion features, plus additional storage and transport capabilities. Once loaded up with supplies and equipment, the SUV is ready to take on an entire school or wing. The patented Kai Bucket is designed with convenient and ergonomic features that will optimize efficiency and effectiveness for the worker who prefers the use of a conventional stick mop over the newer microfiber system. It's great for small spaces, and you can dump and refill with fresh water in every bathroom thanks to the standard KaiMotion spout, lift handle, and fill hose. Store chemicals in the rear compartment and utilize the handy bump jump feature. Every KaiMotion system comes with a detailed yet simple wall chart that covers all the information necessary for floor waxing and fast ergo mopping, starting with the basics. The KaiMotion cleaning system uses flat microfiber pads instead of the old rag mop head. The blue microfiber pad has a more twisted, rough, or braided texture designed for cleaning, scrubbing, and spreading. The green microfiber pad is a split, cut-end fiber, perfect for floor finishing. You can store up to 20 clean pads in the wringer next to the frame system, or up to 40 in the KaiMotion 2's bin. Attach the dirty pad recovery tray by wrapping the strap under the spout. This tray can be filled with solution to moisten the pads before floor stripping or finishing. With this tray, instead of returning to a janitor's closet after cleaning to dump out old dirty mop water, you can just peel off the dirty pad into the dump tray and replace it with a fresh clean pad. Place the ergo handle in the rear compartment and secure it to the wringer with the black wrap and snap. You can store up to 2-gallon jugs of product on the back of the KaiMotion. Choose the appropriate chemicals and attach the useful proportioning system. This cup fits right onto the chemical jug, so you can quickly get your chemical from the back of the unit. To get started, fill the base with fresh water. Add your chemicals to the tank in the proper dilution. If you won't be dry mopping today, go ahead and pre-soak the microfiber pads and store them in the wringer. Now, let's proceed to the cleaning area. The wringer handle serves as a steady, comfortable steering tool, adding an extra level of control. When you reach the cleaning area, you will usually need to attach the pad frame to the handle. The handle attaches to the pad frame by using a spring grip clamp. Be sure to hook the frame system into the V of the clamp, then drop the spring-loaded clamp down over the top of the bar to secure it. This creates a firm, steady fit. You may need to lubricate the swivel joint with white lithium grease periodically. Notice that the frame has 4 strips of Velcro for holding the pad to the frame. To attach the pads, lay one on the floor, fiber side down, place the leading edge of the frame about 1/4 inch from the side of the pad, and drop the rest of the frame down to finish attaching the pad. This wraps the pad around the leading edge of the frame, which will now catch and trap any fiber, hair, or dirt onto the pad. If you're using the 48-inch frame, simply lay 3 pads side by side, then attach the front leading edge of the large frame to the pads and drop it down. You now have a 48-inch wide dust mopping system. Make sure the curve of the handle is always facing the same direction as the leading edge of the pad frame. This arrangement maintains leverage in the direction of the leading edge. Use the spring pins to quickly and easily customize the handle's height. The bend in the unit provides leverage for maneuvering around objects. KaiMotion has developed a simple procedure that allows you to stay upright without hitting your feet with the pad frame. We call it the KaiMotion 2-step. First, let's look at how to hold and move the ergo handle. This system is equally effective whether you are right or left-handed, whichever feels most comfortable. Standing upright with your back straight, grab the top of the handle and keep it in a close position next to your shoulder. This swivel grip enables you to move the handle while working without constantly rotating both hands. Gently hold the foam grip near the center of the handle. Walk backward, moving the pad from side to side, collecting dirt and debris with the leading edge towards you. As you swing the weight of your body from side to side, the hand on the foam grip should move naturally and the hand on the swivel top should remain close to your shoulder. A good illustration of this is to hold the swivel top stationary while twirling the handle from below. Remember, the body should move easily and fluidly while the arms remain close to the body. The KaiMotion provides a quick, simple way to apply cleaning solution, finish, and stripper without bending over or lifting heavy containers. By turning the throttle more or less and changing the walking speed, you can easily control how much product your KaiMotion dispenses onto the floor. It dispenses solution through a spigot at the rear of the tank. This way, you're always dispensing clean solution. On the back, you'll also notice gauge fingers and numbers. These tabs act as a simple but accurate guide for how much product is being applied to the floor. For wet floor cleaning, KaiMotion has developed a process which combines 2 steps into one. We call it the southpaw because just like a left-handed baseball pitcher, this method uses your left hand to great advantage. With this method, we'll lay out a bead of solution while trimming one side of the hallway in one easy step. If you haven't already, plan the spread width for your work area, dividing it into sections between 6 and 14 feet wide. Whatever reach is most comfortable for your height and arm length. Make sure you've pre-soaked the pad as shown in the previous steps. To assume the southpaw position, put your hand on the bend in the handle and rest the back of the handle against your forearm with the front leading edge facing forward to trap and pick up any debris. This position is easy to maintain and enables you to trim while laying fresh product. When it comes to laying out product for daily cleaning, we suggest laying it out in a 1-inch bead, which should typically dry within 5 minutes. As you're looking down on the dial, at 6 o'clock, nothing's really happening at the spigot. There might be some slight dripping from the spigot, but at 5:30, it will put out a 1-inch bead perfectly across the floor, depending on your walking pace. So, after dampening the pad, step into the southpaw position, turn the spigot to 5:30 on the dial, and walk along dispensing product as well as trimming the left side of the hallway. You may have to adjust your pace or spigot position to maintain a 1-inch bead. When you get to the end of the hallway, turn the valve to the off position. As you can see, we've laid a 1-inch bead of product along the side of the hallway. Walk over and trim the opposite side of the hallway with your damp pad, then switch from southpaw to the KaiMotion 2-step to start the process of a back and forth cleaning motion. Maintain a comfortable upright position while constantly passing the pad through the bead. filling the head with fresh, clean solution each time you swing the pad back and forth. When the pad becomes dirty, peel it off into the recovery tray and replace it with a fresh, clean pad. The dirty pads never touch the clean water in the tank. At the end of the night, you can put all dirty pads into the wash. Microfiber pads can withstand 500 washings or more. While KaiVac recommends planning a spread width between 6 and 14 feet wide, the length you choose for laying the bead is completely dependent upon how dirty the floor is. The heavier the soils, the faster you will need to replace the pad on the ergo handle frame. With the KaiMotion wet floor cleaning procedure, it's important not to replace the pad before reaching the end of the section for which you have laid a bead. For example, if the floor is relatively free of heavy soils, you could lay a bead 200 feet down the length of the hallway, then trim the other side on the way back, dipping the pad into the bead if you need more solution, and finally, use the side-to-side wiping motion all the way back to the machine. This is a tremendous time saver and should be done whenever soils are light. On the other hand, if the soils are thick, you should run a relatively short bead, knowing that you'll have to replace the pad after wiping a small section of the floor. If you come across any scuffs or heel marks on the floor, the microfiber pad will wipe them right off. If needed, press with your foot to exert more pad pressure. There's almost always some product left over in the bucket at the end of a cleaning session. With a standard mop bucket, it would take 2 hands to lift the bucket and dump the contents. The weight and physical twisting involved is a common source of long-term back injuries and workers' comp claims. KaiMotion's ergonomic design allows you to go up to any toilet, either handicap or standard, and hook the front spout over the toilet. With the lift handle in the back, use your legs and leverage to tip the unit and pour the contents right into the toilet. The toilet bears the majority of the weight, greatly reducing the risk of strain and injury. KaiMotion is so versatile, you also have the ability to dry mop as well as damp mop. For example, the typical classroom is probably filled with furniture and other obstructions, but with the KaiMotion, you can easily maneuver in, out, and around obstacles, taking the dirt with you. KaiMotion is a tremendous system for floor waxing and finishing. It's designed to eliminate the all too common and costly flaws that result from applying waxes and finishes. Gone forever are the bubbles and streaks, dull or hazy finishes, uneven coats, wax on the baseboards, and so on. It's important to note that not all floor finishes are created equally, so it is of the utmost importance to ensure that the finish you use is compatible with the KaiMotion process. If this is your first time using the KaiMotion system with floor finish, KaiVac recommends that you call for a list of approved wax solutions. At the very least, it's important that you test any unproven floor finishes on a small area before applying it to an entire floor for the first time. To test the finish, pour a small puddle onto the floor. After 10 minutes, wipe it with a sponge or rag. If you see a shadow or ring, you'll need to test another finish or contact KaiVac for the names of tested finishes. Once you've determined which finish to use, the next step is to check the humidity level. Humidity and coat thickness are crucial factors in the proper curing of floor finish. For example, high humidity naturally prolongs drying time, which may, in turn, necessitate applying the finish in lighter coats. Also, very low humidity causes super fast drying, which can complicate the floor finishing process. Either way, without proper drying times, the finish will not cure properly, which may leave floors dull, hazy, or streaked. So to check the indoor humidity, KaiVac has equipped each KaiMotion with a comprehensive wall chart and an easy-to-read humidistat. In addition, we've developed a dry time and coat thickness chart. By simply combining the air or floor temperature with the relative humidity, the chart helps ensure superior results every time. For example, if you're working in an area with an air temperature of about 85 degrees and a humidity of around 40%, you are inside the green ideal zone and can choose between a light coat with a dry time of a half an hour, a medium coat with a dry time of 3/4 of an hour, or a heavy coat that will need to dry for at least an hour or more. Or, if the temperature is 85 degrees and the humidity is 70%, it will be necessary to spread a light coat with a dry time of at least 2 hours. Once you've determined what kind of coat you prefer, refer to Step 2 on the KaiMotion wall chart to plan the spread width for your work area, dividing it into sections between 6 and 14 feet wide. This method works whether you're waxing a narrow or a wide hallway or any variety of rooms. Now refer to Step 3 on the KaiMotion wall chart and use the finger setting graph to determine how to adjust the finger setting tabs on your KaiMotion. For example, if you have a spread pattern width of 12 feet and you want to apply a medium coat, the chart would tell you to use a finger setting of 3 inches. We're now ready to begin spreading the finish. So fill up your KaiMotion with floor finish. In the beginning, pre-moisten the pad by pouring a little wax into the recovery tray and allow the pad to soak. Open the valve and walk forward, applying the finish in a U-shaped pattern, all the while walking on the outside of the U. Keep the bead the same width as the finger settings. When you've completed applying the bead, close the valve and take the ergo handle back to the starting point of the U pattern. Trim the outer edges, dipping the pad into the bead as needed to keep it moist. At the bottom of the U, the worker can load up the pad with solution before trimming the other side. After trimming, return to the bottom of the U and spread the beads of finish in an S-shaped pattern overlapping 1/2 of the pad width with each pass until the section is filled. When you've completed a section, it is best not to abruptly lift the pad up from the floor. This can leave mottled, uneven puddles on the floor. Instead, use a smooth gliding motion to raise the pad. Finish each of the sections in the same way. Allow the proper drying time before laying additional coats. Do not use a fan to speed up drying. Test the finish by wiping a clean sheet of regular paper across the floor to see if it is dry or tacky. If it sticks on the floor, that means the wax is not cured yet. There is a difference between dry and cured, just like cement. If there's any remaining product in the KaiMotion when you've completed applying the finish, lift up the KaiMotion and place the spigot into the dispensing hole for the original product container. Open the throttle. You can store the KaiMotion after hosing off any residual product. Wash all dirty pads. Traditional methods for stripping floors or degreasing kitchens usually involve dunking a mop in a bucket of solution, then slopping it onto the floor. This often results in a large slippery mess that's a hazard to workers and their clothing. KaiMotion holds 10 to 16 gallons of product and makes it easy to apply a huge volume of stripper or degreaser to an area very quickly in a controlled manner. Plus, it keeps the worker safe by providing a dry surface to walk on. To begin setup, fill the tank with stripper or a degreasing solution. KaiVac recommends that you do not attempt sections over 25 feet long without power equipment due to drying time. Open the valve all the way and apply the chemicals in a U-shaped pattern, all the while walking inside of the U. When you've finished applying chemicals, close the valve and take the ergo handle back into the center of the U pattern. Standing on a safe dry surface and with our flat mopping system, spread the product out onto the floor edge to edge. Notice that the worker is always standing on a dry surface and not in stripper solution. There's no better way to finish a gym floor than with the KaiMotion system. The workers and the cleaning equipment remain out of the solution and on a dry floor. The large capacity tank means fewer refills. It's easy on your back, and the weighted T-bar guarantees an even coat every time. Before we begin, let's look at an overview of the gym finishing process. Applying finish to a gym floor with KaiMotion is a simple, straightforward process. Just place the KaiMotion at the far end from the natural exit to the gym and lay a long, straight bead. Then move down and away from the path of the other worker as they use the T-bar to spread the bead. Wait by the KaiMotion until the T-bar begins to run low on finish to spread. Lay another bead when needed and repeat the process until the job is complete. When you're ready to begin, Prep the gym floor following the gym finish manufacturer's recommendations. Fill up the KaiMotion tank with product. With a white doodlebug pad lying in the wringer, pour the finish through the wringer and into the base. This will remove dried surface skin and other undesirable particulate matter that needs to be filtered out. Put the lid back on the container and set it down outside of the room. Move to the point farthest from the exit. You'll want to work your way toward it as you apply finish. With a finger setting of 3 to 5 inches, open the valve and apply the finish by walking to the other end of the room, staying parallel to the boards. It's often best to use 2 people, one to apply the finish and the other to spread it while watching for uneven beads or missed spots. As you approach the other side, gradually close the throttle, bringing the wax flow to a stop. Kick the side of the KaiMotion to shake any residual drops of finish onto the floor. When you first start using the T-bar on the finish, always run the applicator along the back edge twice. Walk forward while pulling the bar behind you. The use of a weighted T-bar applicator is preferred to maintain constant pad pressure and even coats. KaiVac recommends using a 24-inch T-bar. Do not apply pressure by pushing down. T-bar is weighted to give just the right thickness of coat. Simply use the handle to pull the bar along and move the finish. Keep the T-bar at a 45-degree angle while pulling, snow plowing the finish towards the dry side of the floor. The T-bar should overlap halfway during each pass. You'll know it's time to lay another bead when your snow-plowed line narrows to within 2 inches. When more product is needed, simply lay a new 3 to 5 inch bead along the side of the remaining 2-inch bead. Next, snow-plow the 2-inch bead and the excess will flow into the 3 to 5 inch bead, creating a new line. Don't lift the bar during floor finishing. This may cause bubbles to form. Simply pull the applicator around as needed. When you make a turn, don't pull the finish to the end. Without lifting the bar, slide the head up and around and pull the solution back out. This will keep the finish from running up against the baseboard. To wet the area from the baseboard to the bead of fluid, take the applicator all the way up against the edge of the floor and pull forward. No matter how much prep you do, you'll always have a small amount of debris left on the floor. As long as you use the T-bar to draw finish away from the wall, the fluid will catch and carry away any unwanted dirt or dust along with the bead. Eventually, you can use a rag to pick out any significant amounts of debris from the collected solution. Towards the very last row of the application, you may want to use a watering can to precisely regulate the last bit of finish applied onto the floor. If you are left with a puddle of excess floor finish and it is oil-based, simply wipe it up with a disposable rag. If you're applying a water-based finish, you can use a KaiVac no-touch cleaning machine to neatly vacuum up the excess wax. It is safe to use a solvent to clean out the KaiMotion for oil-based urethane finish. If you come to a door or elevator threshold, simply step down on the lift handle. This will raise the front casters and make it easy to maneuver over obstacles. If you need to dump excess liquid, KaiMotion keeps things tidy and easy on your back. Place the curved lip over the rim of the nearest toilet, bend your knees slightly while grabbing the lift handle, and lift with both hands. The KaiMotion Flawless Waxing and Fast Ergo Mopping System is changing floor care and cleaning forever. As you can see, using KaiVac's innovative cleaning systems is much faster than a dust mop or wet mop. By following these simple, productive steps, you can be sure that your floors will get clean and stay clean in a way that is worker-friendly, without wasting valuable cleaning time. KaiVac delivers innovations that are focused on the worker. We believe that it's better to work smarter, not harder. We look for better results and know that with this end in mind, everybody wins. KaiVac. All surface, all building, all day.